Okay. All right, ladies, welcome to February Vital 8. It's so exciting. Everybody's returning. Well, not everyone, but you guys are all returning. And then Maria is joining the crowd. So we talked the other day after class, and she is already deep into a journal practice.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, well, hey, you're right in with that's what we were doing. So that's perfect. Perfect. Um, so tonight, kickoff call, and we'll have one of these every week. So again, I'm not going to say they're option. I'm going to say they're optional because, of course, you don't have to do anything. I'm not the boss of you, but they're going to be here for us to get together and talk and share. So if you can't make it, don't sweat it. That's not the point of this challenge. Is to really not stress ourselves out. It's more like really like learning ways to de-stress ourselves. And so if you need to say no, you got to say no. That's great. That's why we're recording them. So welcome, welcome. And the way that the way that I want to start off tonight is I want to read a devotional to you all,
Mhm.
get you kind of in the mood. This is a devotional. I believe it was given to me by Carolyn Coletti, actually. And I think I have two copies because I don't remember seeing this hardback, and I just found it on my shelf. And I know I have a paperback too. But it's a cool devotional, and it kind of is. Well, I'll just read it, and you guys will get the feels of it. But I opened it up to I haven't picked this up in a while, and I opened it up in February, and it was all about discovering the authentic self, and that's sort of the February vibe. So I'm going to just read it. I want you guys to just sort of listen and absorb, and then we'll move on from there. Discovering your authentic self. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Oscar Wilde. One of the surprises that comes when you catch glimpses of your authentic self is the discovery that she's such a positive, upbeat woman. She's always smiling. She's always calm. She's always reassuring. She exudes confidence. Who is this woman, you might ask? And does she bear any resemblance to you? Yes and no. This is who you are on the inside, the real you. If you don't act this way all the time, it's simply because you haven't evolved to a higher plane of existence yet. Neither have I. Marianne Williamson believes this will come when we embrace the goddess who resides within. When a woman falls in love with the magnificent possibilities within herself, the forces that would limit those possibilities hold less and less sway over her. She writes in A Woman's Worth. I'll read that again. When a woman falls in love with the magnificent possibilities within herself, the forces that would limit those possibilities hold less and less sway over her. But occasionally we get glimpses of what it's like on this higher plane. On a good hair day, when we've had 12 hours of sleep, when we soar through a business meeting, thoroughly prepared, when we fit into last year's clothes, when we throw a great party and everyone enjoys themselves immensely. When moments like these occur, we tend to think that all's right with the world. Everything just fell into place. What we don't realize is that all's right with ourselves. We are in the flow of life and loving it. We are in place. That special alignment with authenticity and reality merge into wholeness. We are in the flow of life and loving it. We are in place. That special alignment when authenticity and reality merge into wholeness. But how do we tap into this spiritual energy source more often? How do we access the flow of life more frequently? How do we learn to live at full throttle? Meditation helps. So do long walks, soaks in a scented bubble bath. washing our hair on a day before it needs it, smiling at everyone we meet, being more gentle with ourselves, watching a sunrise or a sunset, petting an animal, playing with a child, having some small having some small pleasure to look forward to every day, being grateful. But above all, being open to change, welcoming it, watch, wait. Time will unfold and fulfill its purpose, Marianne Williamson advises. While we wait, we must not go unconscious. We must think and we must grow, rejoice and dream, but kneel and pray. There is a holiness in the air today. We are giving birth to goddesses. They are who we are, for they are us, friends, therapists, artists, businesswomen, teachers, healers, mothers. Start laughing, girls. We have a new calling. Okay.
I like it. What's the name of the book, Sue?
Yeah. Simple Abundance, a day book of comfort and joy by Sarah Ban Breathnach. And I think she's English because as I've read through, I've read this, I've done not the full year devotional. I have so many devotionals that I do, and I go in and out of them and, rotate them depending on what mood I'm in, Yeah. But one just really hit me. I think I'm in the mood for nourishing energy. I go into the Stoics sometimes. I kind of bounce around. But this one is really, it was really speaking to me. And when I was thinking about our group and just the collective of us, that I thought this would be really nice for February, the Heart Month, coming off of a lot of January. We spent a lot of time in the journal practice looking at emotions. So I'm really excited this month because I've got a lot of new content on our site, on the website. And I think as we go through our month together, I don't want to overwhelm you in the beginning here. I just want to really dig in tonight with kind of what you all are thinking about, what you want to focus on this month. And then we'll continue, and I'll give you some structure, of course, because, we love some structure. And we all need it. And I am going to let me pull up the email because it kind of has our hang on, our outline. Okay. All righty. Let me share the screen. Where'd you guys go? Y'all still there?
Yeah.
Right. Share the screen. Share. Okay. I have to open up this thing. Did you guys get a chance to look at the email?
Yes.
I did. Yeah.
I did not get a chance to look at it yet. Sorry.
Good. So I'm glad I have this up. Okay, let's see if I can get this going here. I don't know why this doesn't come up like that. Let me go out of this for a sec. Okay, back in. Zoom. Let me get all these. Let me just knock all these back here. Let me get all this off so it's something I can see it. All right, now share this. I can close this down. Close. Okay, leave that down. All right. And Zoom. Share. Here we go. Share. Okay, so for those people that are watching the recording, now you guys could have gone to the bathroom during that break. Okay. Should have given him a warning. Okay. So first of all, I want to start off with, this was okay. For those of you guys who did the meditation with the monks, do you remember what he said for the start of every single day? Day will be my peaceful day. So that's really what I kind of want to have as at the top of all of our journal entries, every day, like today will be my peaceful day. So just begin with that. If you don't journal in the morning, you don't get to it, bring that top of mind, maybe put up, I think I'm going to hang it up on my, my mirror, in my bedroom. And cause I think, boy, yeah, I'll remember that. I'll say that every day, but I don't. It's
good to
hard.
have reminders.
It's good to have reminders, and especially when we get distracted. So I think that is something that is cool just to kind of put up around the house and maybe in your car on the dashboard or something. And, even better. You could even make it, I do a lot of times I'll do a screen. I'll make a screen out of whatever I want to remember. Like I'll do a screen snap, and then I'll put it up as my
screensaver.
Yeah, my wallpaper.
Yeah, I do that too.
And I think that would be something we could do. I've got this hawk that sat on my bird feeder the other day. It's massive, and I took a picture of him as he was flying away. But that's big vision. That's high vision. He came to see me. That was good. So before we get into this, let's go around and everybody, if whoever's ready to share, if you're ready to share, some of you guys already know exactly what you want to work on, but I know Sherry, you want to do nutrition a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. And then what else did you want to look at? If we're looking at the Vital 8 list,
I'm rebooting my whole exercise routine, and like I told you, the chiropractor I was seeing was not what I should be doing for my issues with my back. So I'm starting over again, doing some more research on that and trying to figure out what the best practice is for me. Starting to listen to my body and figuring out what works and what doesn't. So that's my goal for this next journey, is to figure that out and see if I can get some results from it, actually. But I also need to clean up my diet. I've not been good.
Okay.
Winter, I love carbs in the winter. I don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
I love them all year long.
I don't discriminate in seasons.
Hey, fair and balanced.
Exactly. There you go. So those are the things I need to focus on, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Carbs, no carbs. So
Exactly.
We know that's not realistic. Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay. Just get a little bit more. We just need maybe a little
more
accountability.
Veggies.
Yeah.
More veggies.
Okay. Very good. Anything else? I do want to bring up Lent, because I know most of us observe Lent. So if you want to plug in maybe something that you want to bring into your higher mind for Lent, and I'll point out something for that in a minute. But
Okay.
So anyway, if you don't have that right now, you can come back. Okay. Who else kind of has a good feel for their kind of what they want to focus on?
I can go.
Okay.
I'm with Sherry. I need to really focus more on my nutrition. I definitely cleaned it up some in January after coming off the holidays. That's
Okay.
always a big detour, but so just really even looking at ingredients and just kind of really kind of, digging deeper into some foods and being more aware of what's actually in, what's
Okay.
in that bar, what's in, just more on the ingredient side. And then, of course, eating healthy. Exercise, this is my year to get back at it after losing a year. So I'm just really enjoying the process, taking it slow and steady. But that I have to keep that as a big focus. And you know what? I think purpose, because I feel like my purpose has been my brother for the last 6 months, and not that he won't continue to be, but
Right.
just my purpose.
Mm-hmm. Outside of,
Outside
Yeah.
of family right now.
okay. Okay. Anything for Lent?
Well,
You want to think about that?
now I have two. The one that comes up every year that's kind of funny is I'm giving up sweets because I will run you over for chocolate chip cookies. But
It's a
something,
pure desire.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
but on a deeper level, just trying every day to do an act of kindness,
Oh, cool.
like intentionally, and just being very intentional on actually thinking and doing an act of kindness for the, every day of Lent.
Love. Okay. All right. Who else is ready to share?
I can go ahead. So I have nutrition, exercise, and I guess meditation. I wrote like working on calming myself down, my nervous system. There's a focus on. I'm giving up sweets for Lent.
Oh,
And then I've
so
already
sorry
started
for you guys.
um, for Lent, I'm involved in how many classes now? I think 3 classes at church.
Mm-hmm.
So, one, we, read a book and we share, and I'm learning a lot with that, the Beatitudes, and just growing deeper and deeper in my faith and really taking good looks at myself, the good, bad, and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
So that and these other 2 classes that I'm taking, but what I'm if I could share, what I am struggling with is journaling. And I wasn't in the beginning, our first roundabout, but now I am, because I'm doing the Bible in a year. So like when I go up in the evenings, right?
Right.
I am listening, and then I'm taking my notes, and then sometimes I'll read some scripture, or I'll read something, and then I try to find a meditation to listen to,
Mm-hmm.
and I go to bed. So it's like really for me it's really hard for me to journal.
Is it because you're
It's
doing so much studying right now that you're
I think
running out of time?
Yeah, I think it is. And then I was like, maybe I'm, spreading myself a little too thin, but I like the personal growth for myself that I'm going through. So,
Yeah.
and trying to like put yourself out there and then learn new material and learn, more things,
Yeah.
and just really try to understand things better. So yeah, I'm taking a lot of notes with like everything that I'm like doing. So maybe that's probably it. And I just struggling with the journaling part.
Okay. Well, I'll speak about this, but that's part of the package, right? Is the spiritual journey package is study, listen, contemplate, meditate, prayer. I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? There will be seasons where we'll go out of balance, where we're really into the studying part of it. We're absorbing a lot of new stuff. We're all excited because we're like feeling really different, and we're getting we're so intrigued, and we're really, but you have to, and so that's part of it. But you're probably doing a lot of self-reflection without writing it down while you're in the classes, just with your notes and stuff. So maybe just think of it that way. Like maybe you just think about like, okay, well, as long as you're in reflection, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think it doesn't have to be maybe every single day you're writing in this journal, but just maybe just to set a goal, like maybe once a week, you'll just sit down and maybe do a reflection for the week, and just,
Oh, okay.
and just sort of reflect on what you've done that week and how you've moved along. Right.
Okay.
Something like that. Just set it up like that, because you do want to reflect, and you don't want to miss some things, and maybe that's a way to keep it up. Don't let the poor journal go dry,
Yeah.
as you're studying a lot. I've been there too. I mean, we've all said it. We've all gotten out of journaling, and that's kind of what we do sometimes. But yeah. Okay. Is that it, Tina?
Val. Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, they're good. All right. Who's next?
I can go.
Okay.
So I think my focus is going to be meditation. Um, although I'm also really working on exercise, but I think my goal for joining this group in particular is to develop a practice of just stillness and quiet through meditation. And so, as Sue kind of alluded to earlier, I've been the last couple of months just doing a lot of personal reflection, exploring emotions, just kind of detoxing my mind and body from whatever gunk, might be in there, negative thinking, negative patterns, beliefs, all that kind of stuff. It's been really, really good. And so I knew like once I kind of processed a lot of that stuff, it was time to then, okay, start a practice of the positive. And so I've been keeping like a happiness journal where I write every day what made me happy during the day. But I felt like this meditation was something that I've just never really done. And that whole mindfulness, all of that. I've never taken a class. I've never, used one of the apps or anything. And I just don't know much about it or how to do it. So I thought this group would be just a good way for me to start some of those practices and just see what kind of develops out of that. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay, good. And you're just, okay, I love the positive journal, the happiness. I love that, because I think we get really focused sometimes on, well, last month we were really focusing on emotions and learning to identify emotions. And usually they're negative because we're kind of trying to work stuff out and dig. And they can be afflictive, is what the Buddhists call afflictive emotions. Anything that messes with your peace and messes with your joy and your balance, they really take you down. And so those are important. We still have to work on ourselves and all that stuff that's in the way, but it's really important too to celebrate, to really force the happiness in a lot of ways, like not force, but more like we have to find an anecdote, right? Like if we're prideful, we have to find the anecdote, which is humility. And so how do we do that? If we notice that in ourselves throughout, if there's patterns, or, we notice we're getting angry, impatient, we have to have the anecdote. We got to put it in there. We have to say, nope, you got to be, you got to slow down. You got to be more patient. and then that's what cascades with, once we see what's going on with ourselves, then we can go, okay, what do I need to do now to cultivate this more virtuous way of life? Right. And so it's through these practices, meditation, journaling, self-reflection, we can figure out how to act in the moment so we don't take somebody's head off. But then we have to say, okay, I got to go back to the drawing board and start working on eliminating this stuff altogether. So I love that positive journal, because that's exactly what you're doing. We got to reprogram ourselves. We got to, the old tapes will come back in really fast, and we got to lay down new track, so I love that. Hey, anything for Lent, or you want to think about it later, or not? Nothing right.
I hadn't really thought too much about it, but what kind of came to mind is something I've tried to start doing so I could make it official, which is no social media before I go to bed. So no more scrolling cat videos for an hour.
Wait, what videos?
Cat videos.
Okay. All right. What was that doing to you at night? Was it just buzzing your head, or did you just feel like it's a big waste of time?
Oh, just such a big waste of time. I always would lose track of time, not realize I'd been, scrolling stupid stuff for so long. It was I heard a term for it, which I don't remember anymore what it was, but it was something about like purposeful procrastination, that when you're so busy all day and you never have time for yourself, that even though it's bad for you, you're sort of like rebelling against the system of your life by, I'm going to stay up late and I'm going to do this anyways.
Right.
Thing, right? And that's what I was kind of falling into. So,
oh yeah, that's a great thing. I would love to everybody maybe to make a side note here. What is that thing for you? What is that thing for you that it's like a guilty pleasure, kind of like, I'm going to stay up and I'm going to binge watch 5 episodes or whatever, like, what is,
Yeah.
that would be fun to everybody to bring their guilty binge in, their guilty pleasure. Cause we can have a free day as long as everything's intentional, right? Let's be mindful. If you're going to say, I'm going to sit here till midnight and watch this crazy show, I'm going to be intentional about it. Right. So that's it. Just try not to fall asleep at the wheel. When we're just all of a sudden we go, oh my God, it's 2 weeks and I've been doing this, I feel horrible, So, okay, cool. All right. Who's ready?
Okay, I guess I'll go.
Okay, Valerie.
I've been in kind of a funk the last couple of days here, so like trying to figure out what I want to do. So I definitely want to focus on my nutrition as well, like eating more whole foods. I've been like obsessing over reading about all the preservatives and the crap in our foods, and I'm like,
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to make that work for me and my family of picky eaters. So I'm going to model that for them, eating whole foods, and then taking time out for myself. I think I have been focusing a lot more on things I shouldn't be, and just taking that time out to be in the moment and focus more on myself is a goal for me this month. Yeah. Clarity.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find clarity within myself, and I think I heard somebody else say purpose. So those two things go together for me. I need clarity and purpose, so I'm going to focus on that too.
I love that you said you were going to model. First of all, I'm hearing you with this food business. I mean, it's really very sad that, we all have heard about the news and what Bobby Kennedy's doing and all is it Bobby Kennedy? No, Robert Kennedy.
Robert Kennedy, yeah.
Mhm.
what he's doing with
Mhm.
the FDA and just blowing things up like slowly as much as he can with all the big money behind all these companies. But it's like, yeah, I mean, we don't have to, I don't have to cook for my kids anymore, but I feel for you. Like and the time it takes, right? But I
Mhm.
love the way that you said you're just gonna start modeling it for your family, because, you change your own behavior, and that's the most powerful thing we can do.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
really
I
is.
have a 17-year-old daughter, so like changing anything,
Yeah.
I don't know anything for her.
Right. You don't know anything. But I mean, if you just change your behavior and do your thing,
Yeah,
because she's not going to do it if you don't.
right. And I think a lot of the thought behind this too for me is that like my husband has autoimmune disorder. He has psoriatic arthritis, and I mean he's super young too. So I know that there's a lot of inflammatory triggers in all of these the
Mhm.
food sources that we eat. So if I model that for him, and he doesn't have a lot of education on like what's good to eat and what's not. So if I make it for him, maybe he'll eat it.
Right. Yeah. All right. Good. Anything? That's good. And I'm glad you're here, funk and all.
I'll get over it. I promise I'll be peppy next week.
Fine. You don't have to be peppy. I like your quiet, mysterious self. I like it.
I'm reflecting,
I'm reflecting. I'm quiet and reflecting.
and I think you mentioned earlier about ripping people's faces off. I'm trying not to do that either.
Hey, we've all been there, sister.
I know.
Okay. Who's next?
Well, I found last month's challenge to be very helpful. And I feel like I've started some practices and I'm happy with where it's going. So I'm looking forward to expanding on that and doing even more this month. I want to be more mindful in everything that I do. Um, More intentional about what I eat. Exercise. I'm practically living at Sue's house. So
Well, shit, you might as well eat over here too.
yeah, if she's got it, I'm going. It's just kind of what it's
I'll
been.
put some cabbage in the thing and in the Instapot.
There we go. And I'm trying to, adding some things on my own, being more intentional about that.
Yes.
Um,
Hi, Fletch.
and
Yeah.
and I walk the dog now that the weather is not ridiculous.
Yeah. We can actually get on the sidewalk, or, actually not have to get run over because we're in the middle of the road.
Yeah, and I don't have to dress up like a polar bear. Yeah.
Right.
So, all those things are good. And I last week I've actually been writing, which
Just free writing in your journal. What are you doing?
in my journal. Yeah.
Good.
I mean it is a spiral notebook, so I don't mess up one of my nice ones. Um,
I love that. I love that.
and it's not major, it hasn't been major reflection, but it's been, just I've been writing. It's a big breakthrough for me.
Yes.
That's great.
Love it.
So yeah, I mean, this has been great. I've never had a group like this, and you guys are all so wonderful, and it's just, the ability to share it's novel
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
in a safe group. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Love it. Okay, well, everybody seems to be really into talking about food, talking about food, talking about food. And you guys are exercising, we know that, so it's good. Everybody's on the same page. Okay. Who else? Who haven't we heard from?
That's everybody.
Okay, 7 and 8 that's Jean and Nancy. Okay, so hey, Jean and Nancy, you guys are gonna watch this video. I put your numbers down, so you get to fill in later. Okay. Okay, yay. Okay, so very good. Well, everything that I think I have planned now for the next 15 minutes is going to fit right in here. So I did update the resource page on the website. So that's going to have all your goodies there as far as like links and stuff. I'll take a look at that in a second. Let me just go down through here. So I want to do one thing, or I'm going to go ahead and assign you guys or tell you what the structure is. So we talked about the Simple Abundance book, and I'll be reading from this probably on our Zoom calls, and I'll be taking information. Maria, you don't know this, but so I was telling you that I'll send out inspirational stuff every day, and everybody's going to be chattering on the WhatsApp. And then also, I'll shoot an email out with content. I'm not going to pound you guys with it, but as I come up with things, I want to highlight some new materials that I put up on the website that I think you guys will be into. And I'll do that in the emails, just little bits and pieces, so you don't go like, oh my God, this is too much. I was inspired, like I said, by this Simple Abundance book and the notion of remembering who we are and what we love. I feel like so many of us are sandwiched in between, well, we're all sandwiched, depending on, everybody's got a different top and bottom, right? And different fillings. It can be your parents, it could be your kids, it could be work, it could be, I don't know, you've said yes to too many things, and you got all these people pressing in on you and just don't have time to reflect and slow down and really think about what we're all about. And, this group, again, what Crystal said, and I think we all agree, it's why we're here, is that this gives us an opportunity to do that and just pump the brakes and just, get back to who we are. And so the question comes up, who am I before I was anything? Who am I before I was anything? Just think about that. We're so used to saying, who we are, what we do, where we live, where we went to school, who we know, who we're related to, where we're going, or where we've been, reporting, associating, affiliating, identifying, posting, texting. And clearly all of us are, it just gets like, what if you don't have something after the I am, who are we? So this week in one of our journal sessions, I would go ahead and say, let's sit down and make a list of all your labels or anything that defines you, your likes, your dislikes, strong emotions. So example, I am Sue Hines. I'm a yoga teacher. I am a mother. I am a wife. I love golf. I don't care for, I'm tired of, I love, I'm bored of, I am frustrated that my foot hurts. I am grateful that I have a stationary bike. So you could go through and just sit there and just take one of your sessions, and you don't even have, you could do it like, you could do a couple of sessions and just get it all out. Get it all out. Don't edit yourself. No one cares what you put in your journal. It's all about you. That's your personal, really, I pulled up some things that I had written way back when our first retreat in Jamaica. And I wrote some things about journaling, which is on the resource page. And I'll show you in a minute, because I think it's fun to read through it and kind of give you guys a vibe about, there's no rules with journaling, right? So we talked about this last time. You don't have to journal a certain way. Like you can be in a different mood. One day you might want to be like more like reflective. The next day you might want to be like reporting everything that you're going to do that day, because you want to be that, you could almost like a to-do list. I mean, there's all different ways that you can use it to be accountable. It could be like your accountability partner. It can be a place where you just dump your bucket. It can be a place where you reflect and contemplate a great idea that you had. It can be a place where you can just have a bitch session on the paper. Whatever you want it to be, right? It can be that. And we'll make a pact right now that I think Crystal said, like, what if somebody finds my journals? We're going to be gone. It won't matter. And we'll leave a legacy, and we'll leave some wisdom, hopefully.
I would love to read your journals, Mom. Don't worry.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then after you do all this, you can just ask yourself, who am I if I'm nothing? No labels, no preferences. And this verse came up. You are altogether beautiful, my darling. There is no flaw in you. Song of Solomon 4:7. This is the mindset we need to take into our meditation, right? We have to take this mindset into our meditation completely. We got to empty ourselves out as much as we can. And then we sit and we listen. That's it. That's meditation. There's deeper meditations you can do. There's different things you can work. And we're going to do all this month. We're going to walk ourselves through some meditation strategies and stuff. But really, this is the first step to get into your, if you want to get into a place where you can sit and start to get what is the essence of meditation. The essence of meditation is really being completely empty and not thinking. And the first step is to be able to empty ourselves out of this labeling and this ownership and this attachment to everything. And just be open and willing to receive. So that's our practice this week. Just kind of get into the journal and do that. Make that list, work through it.
I'm looking at that, and the first labels that come out, and it's oftentimes a long list, are like the corner we've painted ourselves into. I am this, I am that, I'm this. It's like, it's all the things that you have to do to be those things. It's like we've painted ourselves into a corner, but who am I at my core?
Right. That is the big question that we want to get to. And that's it. Just stop in your tracks, man, and go, let's not be cyclical existence. That's one of the things that causes suffering. And we just want to tap the brakes a little bit here and, So that's what that exercise is going to help you begin to do. The next exercise for the week to begin is, we did this last month, where we started talking about the pause. And again, I'm going to send out some stuff tomorrow, because I don't want your brains to blow up here. I want everybody to go into the evening. But I'm going to send some things out that'll support some of this stuff, so you can start to, look through things. But practicing the pause. the whole thing about practice, I'm just going to review this from Maria, but the pause is when you're angry, you pause. You know, when you're frustrated, you pause. When you feel anxious, pause. When you feel mad, pause. In other words, stop in your tracks and pause. This allows us to capture our negative thoughts and feelings before they take root in the physical body. Because we've become now aware that we have a choice, really. And we can get into the present moment, get into reality, get into our our bearings, and then begin to think, all right, how am I gonna respond here? Right. This is part of the practice into the journal practice too, where we go through every day and we kind of go, how am I feeling? What are my emotions? And we get better at it because we say, you know, you don't fake yourself out, right? I mean, you're with yourself in your journal, you're with yourself in your day. And if you're pissed off, like, call it, but then start like look down the hole and go, where's this coming from? You know, why am I so pissed off? Why am I so mad all the time? Why am I so right on the edge? Why am I so easily triggered? Or, you know, we got to start looking why. And it's usually these big emotions usually come, they do, not usually, they come from cause and conditions over time. And they get big when they probably started off kind of small. Now, big traumas are different. You know, we all know that if you have big trauma in your life, in your past, you have to go there. But usually a lot of these little things are just built up over time, so we keep shoving everything down. So I will send more about that. I just wanted to plant that seed. But here's a practice you can do all day long. You don't need any special equipment. You can just be aware. So you turn your life into a moving meditation by practicing active self-observation. So this is how we get ourselves out of this, you know. So you anchor yourself in your body. So when you feel anxious or stressed, because that's kind of where this is where all this stuff starts, anxious and stressed. And you say to yourself, what am I doing? Right? So you just bring yourself back into the moment. My feet are on the floor. I'm standing in my office. I'm going to just all you're doing is bringing yourself into this present moment and getting yourself out of this fight mode,
Yeah.
right? Because you don't know where this anxiety is coming from. It could be like 2 hours ago, but you got to anchor into the present. As we do this more often, then we can diffuse things when they're really happening in real time. But you got to get used to doing it because you're probably going to be dragging some past emotions with you because you hadn't been doing it. But what I would also suggest is when you feel anxious and stressed, just stand there and go, my hands are on the steering wheel, you know, like it's that basic. And if you're not stressed, maybe you're going out of the driveway and you say to yourself, I'm going to stop at the end of the driveway. I'm going to stop and go, my hands are on the steering wheel. I'm putting my phone down. I'm going to take 3 breaths, you know, clear it out. And then I'm going to drive on that road and I'm going to be more present in what I'm doing. I'm walking up the steps. I'm breathing. I feel anxious. You got to name it, acknowledge it, call it out. And then you notice how your body feels once you acknowledge what you're doing in the moment. And with practice, you'll begin to close this. It's called the anxiety gap, right? And what the anxiety gap is when you are here and your mind is somewhere else. That's the anxiety gap. Because, right, how many times that we're multitasking, it just backfires. All you're doing is building more stress in your body because you're trying to manage. I was on the phone with somebody today. They were driving the car. They were opening a link on their phone to try to do a credit card, and they're trying to tell me a story. It's like, pull the car over. That's the first step. I was like, dang, don't do that. So that's it. And then observe. So observing and directing the mind. That's what we're doing. As soon as we come into observation about what we're doing, we are in awareness. We have already redirected our mind. We have changed our thought, because before your mind was over here doing all this stuff. Now you're like, I'm aware. And your mind goes right into awareness on your attention. So that allows you to change your thought, which is going to change everything. The mind is everything. And then you choose the response into letting your mind, you choose how you're going to deal with the situation instead of letting your mind whip you around and steal your peace, because that's exactly what it's going to do. So I love this. And you can just do this, and it's fun. You go, oh my God, I'm washing dishes. I'm putting lotion on. I mean, it's just bring it. And this, guess what? This counts as meditation, because anytime you're doing anything single focused, you are meditating. That's what meditation is, single focus activity. So you don't have to sit down all the time to get the benefits of meditation, because you're attending to what you're choosing to attend to, instead of like squirrel, monkey mind, right?
Like the dogs.
Like the dogs, like the squirrels. So those are the two things I would say this week to get ourselves into this meditation that we want to get into. We want to get into this calmer state where we're really running our own show, where we're choosing how we respond, where we're going to be moving through our day. We're backing it down. We're not letting things drive us. Even when, we can choose what we take in. We choose what we let in. And this is part of this training. You don't just become this person who can do this stuff. You got to do the exercises. It's like, we're going to go out and run, going to be an elite runner. We're going to try to be a good skier, or anything we want to try to do. You got to practice. So this is really these are the fundamentals of mindful meditation. That's like a fundamental practice. Body scan. I am here. I am aware, all of, and then this I am, which is getting ourselves out of this locked up way of thinking, linear, habitual, and getting us thinking about being nothing. Like when I say that, I am nothing, like, how does that make you feel? Some people it's scary. And some people it's a relief.
Peaceful.
Yeah, freeing,
right?
freeing is the word.
To be whatever. I mean, you aren't nothing. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Would you say that you aren't nothing?
Yeah, that you're not. You're not. If you say, "I am nothing," I look at it a different way. It's like there's not a lot of noise and pressure or conform or all these other things that are associated with that. You know what I mean?
I do know
Does
what
that
you
make
mean.
sense?
And I
Does
think
make
that,
sense?
yeah, I mean, I think it's more like when you say, I am nothing, it gives you an opportunity to be everything.
Yeah. 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 Yep. Yeah. You said it better.
I didn't say it better. I think that you said you said it great. You said it great. Because you were thinking about it as you were saying it. I love that. You were in your process. That's great. We all need to talk more and think out loud more, because everybody's so wants to show up all tied up, and I've thought about it. But yeah, there's times when but this group is great because we can just think out loud, and we're all and it helps everybody else string something together, doesn't it? Because we go, oh yeah, that's right. That's the way I was thinking, or that's good. I didn't think about it that way.
So can I share a thought then about what you guys were just talking about with I am nothing or I am everything? When you said once we know we are nothing, then we can, I forget how you said it, then we can know we are everything. That to me stressed me out because I don't want to be everything. I'm not an extrovert. I'm not this type of person or that type of, person. I'm not all in every personality or whatever, those inner core things. I kind of, as I was thinking about, okay, what would I write down? It's what am I without any labels? All of those labels and that's the who I am. What am I with no labels or preconceived, ideas or habits? What really is at my core? And there's something there. I could probably name a few things, but yeah. So anyways, that was what I was thinking.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It scares some people, right? It makes people uncomfortable when you say I'm nothing. And when you are nothing, you can be everything. Everything's possible. So I think maybe the language is everything's possible. And then we can look at it that way. How does that land on us? Does that mean that we automatically think we've got to fill the void? Right? Do we automatically have to be everything? No. I think it's everything. Everything is possible. And when you lean into God, if you know that you're bringing God in to that space, he is the space, then you wait for the call, right? You wait for the will of God. It's the patience inside that pause that we all have to practice. It's being patient and willing at the same time. We're so used to filling, all of us, I know what you do, Maria. I mean, I know you are used to filling the space over there. Not a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say we're all like that. It's modern world living. Just fill every moment. Don't leave any quiet time, no space. No space. But we have to create the space, for not necessarily more. Maybe that's not necessarily what it is. I think it's simplification, essential, simplifying your life, getting things simple and
You may need to just restructure your space. Maybe you have space, but it needs tweaking.
Being intentional and setting boundaries. We tend to let people manage our lives for us instead of us having something to say about it.
Right.
What you're doing with my time.
Right. Yes.
It takes practice setting boundaries too. I think it's not something we're all in general good at doing. It's kind of takes practice.
And it takes knowing yourself to know where you need boundaries.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. It's true. And all of these trainings, you guys, it's very simple, and it might seem like, okay, what is this for? But this is the foundation of setting boundaries. This is the foundation of being okay with nothing. This is the foundation for sitting there by yourself in the pause or in the space. The space is like, you could use that as your focus of meditation for a year, with just that concept of I am nothing. I mean, you could sit there, and that's a big one. So these just take these practices for what they are and just keep them simple. Don't think about them, just do them. And I promise you that you will feel that you're going to set yourself up for the bigger, I'm not going to call it an aha, but the shift, you'll shift a little bit, and then you shift again. And then the next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, I feel like kind of different. Yeah. So I capped this out, Maria, like at the end of the email, I'll put it, so I'll do like every week, I'll just remind you guys of the list and everything. But anyway, week 1, living the vital 8. So we're going to practice the pause. Everyone's going to be in active self-observation. I am putting on my shirt. I am putting on my glasses, washing my hair. I'm doing some stuff. I'm, because we're not telling ourselves, you got to slow down. Don't speed around. Don't do that. We don't want to tell ourselves not to do something. We want to train ourselves to be mindful. That's what we're doing. That's all we're doing. Like, just by going like this, I'm putting my glasses on. I'm already slowing down. I'm already focused on what I'm doing. It's great. And you feel so much better. You're like, oh my God, I just feel so much calmer. Continue with the personal journal practice, whatever that looks like for you. Okay, this month. And again, I'm going to send some stuff out, help you guys along with everything. 30 minutes of movement, walking outside, ideal. Like I said, my right foot's bad. I'll be on my bike in the garage. I'll be walking too, but you got to listen to your body. Like you said, Sherry,
Exactly.
all of us, listen to our bodies, like stop pushing against everything, right? Like we got to, this stuff needs to last us for as long as we're here. We got to be able to like function and do what we want to do. And we can't be pushing ourselves. We got to, level up, keep ourselves going, but not at the expense of ourselves. So we're going to get, we'll get really good at saying, hey, that's enough. Got to do something different. Calisthenic video from me. I knocked it back to 3 exercises now, 10 reps, 3 sets. 5 was a little much. I learned. I'd rather you do a little bit as much, almost every day, rather than go, oh my God, I can't do all this, which frankly, I was doing that too. Cause we're all doing other things. So 3 little exercises, 10 reps, 3 sets. And then on offer, short moving meditation video for me. Both of those videos I put in the chat. Now, this thing's cool. The moving meditation, it's like 8 minutes. And you're just doing like a little movement after you eat at night. You don't have to do it every night. I'm just saying, like, give it a whirl. Try it out. Moving meditation video anytime you want to chill out. It's nice.
And that's in the app, Sue, did you say?
Yeah, they're also on
Okay.
this. I'm going to show you guys this page that I put together so you'll see it. And then this is our little list, right? You can look at this list, kind of run it through. So you guys have told me your goals. I'm going to get on it and pull it, I'll send you guys emails and we'll kind of drill down a little bit, and let me noodle some ways to support you guys in all these different ways. We're all kind of talking about the same, there's things that are overlapping, so that'll be good.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So, okay. So here's the Vital 8 resource page. It's on my website, yogasuefitness.com, and it's up in the top, Vital 8. It's a pull down, but it's in here too for your for your convenience. Click. Wait, why isn't this working? Oh, because it's inside the thing. Okay. Damn it. Dang it. I knew that was. Oh, that's because I get it here. Hold on. Reuse. Let me see if this will work. Shit. Back. Thought I sent this thing out. It should have been already. Okay, hang on. Oh, wait a minute. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Wait, I'm actually, okay, I actually prepared. Okay. So here's what my, this is what it looks like, the website, and you'll see at the top, Vitalate program is a pull down, resources. You click on that, and then, and the link is in your email that you got, and I'll put it in the chat. These are the tools. So those of you guys who have done the Vitalate before, you've seen this before, but I just kind of updated it so it's easier because us gals need everything at our fingertips. Okay. Workout videos are right here. It'll take you to the playlist on YouTube. And okay, so it comes up with this playlist and everything's organized, most recent published. So you don't have to dig like in your closet for the something you're looking for. It's right here. 10-minute daily calisthenics, 12-minute moving meditation. And then there's all my little calisthenics on here and all that. That's there. Little fiery practices, little shorty practices. And if you miss me and you can just go on, you don't even need to do them. Okay. Except for Crystal, she hears me enough. So yeah, she doesn't need to do that. Okay. Live the Vital 8. So here I put up something that it's the practice, click, and then it's all the stuff I've been blabbering about. Okay. This practice came out of my own personal practice all these years. And then I've just plugged in some links in here just to make it easier for you during this challenge. Okay. These are when it's this color, it's a link. Okay. So this is what I'm personally going to be meditating on for Lent. Thank you, Tina Hinton, for your inspiration. I put it up here. This is the Beatitudes. So I just put these Beatitudes up here and you can look at them, and they really are wonderful. And they're very much in line with, I looked at all the Buddhist stuff, and I'm looking at the yoga practice and all that stuff. And everyone's like kind of talking about the same thing, but it just sounds better when it's coming from the Bible. And so here are the Beatitudes, and this priest, this guy from Basilica of Mary, I don't know where that is, but anyway, he kind of did a little spiel on each Beatitude. And it's so nice. Like you literally can sit here and read these and meditate on them. And remember, I talked about, you got to we know this, you got to replace the bad with the good, right? So you got to you got to absorb yourself in goodness. And then all of a sudden, the bad things that you're thinking about or your negative emotions or whatever, they just smooth out. I mean, you're not perfect. You'll never not be angry again. Let's be real. We're human. But you'll be less angry. You'll be less aggravated, less impatient when you fill yourself with this good stuff. So that's on there for you.
Great.
You'll recover quicker.
Yeah, you recover quicker.
Mm-hmm.
You just feel better. Just less agitated, right? It's like, oh shit. Hold on. Never mind. Okay. I'm cussing on the video. Okay. I just had the Beatitudes up. That's like we all come out of church and everyone's just dropping shit. I'm like, you guys were on property still. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to show you guys that. So that's the practice. And then there's all other cool stuff like daily journal practice. There's stuff on there. Read that if you want to learn more about journaling. There's questions that are there. Meditation, you can click on that thing. The I am mindset that we were just talking about. the power of now, daily mindfulness, right? That's become the active witness in your everyday life. So these are just like things that it's just kind of like in a nutshell of what the Vital Eight's all about. So I just I built that page just so that you guys could have everything again at your fingertips. And then everything else about nutrition and all that stuff, you guys know that's on here. Simplify your diet. If you want to, I mean, if you want to get down to it, it's on here. Eat, drink clean. Learn, if you really want to get geeky, you can learn about macros and portions. I got it all on here. We did a whole reset and detox. If you guys want to do a detox this month, I am down with it. We did Kitchery at the Philosophy Club.
Good.
And that's always good. Do 3 days of Kitchery or even 1 day a week. You can just do 1 day a week and that can be your day to like reset yourself. And it's nice. So the Kitchery is here, the food combining rule, all these kind of things. So you can look over this and get yourselves all into it. And then,
Is the recipe in there?
yes. Well, the 3-day Kitchery plan is there and I think it's in there. Let's look. Yeah, I think it's here. Instructions and cleanse recipe. Yeah, there's the Kitchery, but you got to order the spice pack because that's key from Banyan. And that's click there and the link's there. Yeah.
Is the name of that green stuff on there?
Like green stuff.
The stuff that cleaned you out.
Oh, the moringa powder.
Yes.
It's not on there, but I have some if you want it. Are you coming to class this week?
Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow
Coming
morning.
tomorrow? Oh shit,
Yeah.
we got class tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I'll give you some clean out powder tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Just remind me. And then don't just go easy because I don't want you blowing anybody out over there. Yeah. Okay, resources. One more thing I want to show you guys is remember all the emotional stuff that we were, how the emotional list that I gave out. Maria, are you still on here?
Yeah.
Okay. So this list is, you can use this when you're journaling right here, understanding emotions and feelings. It's kind of, okay. But I put all this stuff on this list or this right here. So this kind of talks about the emotions, the strong emotions, practicing the pause in the moment, when you have heavy emotions hit you. Refrain and restrain is an intentional choice not to respond. And then the list is right here. So if you're not really sure about how you're feeling, because we can have multiple emotions at one time, like it's normal. We can be mad and pissed and angry and bored, frustrated, but it's really important to kind of get them all out, like write them down, get them all out, because then that's how you can start digging and going, what is the real issue with me? What is my problem? Why am I, and then you can look and see all these different emotions and then backtrack them. So they're all out here. It's based on, these are all the emotions that could possibly be, I think. And then these can be a problem too. Big positive emotions can lead you to attachment as well. We can get overly eager. We can get too, helicopter. So all these things can really lead us into that. And then I put together this thing, which is kind of like a little, when you think about the pause, right? So you have these like mental states, your emotions, you pause, and then you replace them with these practices to decrease the intensity. We're never going to, again, get rid of them altogether because, again, we're human and there's so many people on this earth that can piss us off all the time. So we're never going to get rid of everything, but we can develop ways to chill ourselves out so we don't like act out. 3 breaths. I'm telling you that 3 breath works. It works. It works. It works. Breathe. Blow it out, man. Step away. Take your self and your opinion and leave.
Leave the room.
Love it. I mean, just get out. I mean, bail, run. If you can't get away, practice humility, restrain. Choose not to receive it. You don't have to take the shit they're given. Even if you're standing there and they're giving it to you, you don't have to absorb it. You can just stand there and go, leave
Smile
it.
and nod.
Leave it and let them. Let them act a fool. Don't let them steal your peace, right? But run, get away. And if it's coming from your own mind, which most of our stuff is, and it's not really coming from any, but it might have come from somebody else like 3 weeks ago, or even an hour ago, or even right now. But a lot of this stuff is built up in our own minds, which then again, we have to go back in and work on that. What other thing? Oh, and then this is the thing I put out that last month. So this is the way we can, like, what's emotion versus feeling, right? So emotions come from our bodies. They're coming from an external stimulus. And then our feelings is what we develop our own feelings in our own head. So that's like more the mental side of things. You can look at this and kind of go, oh yeah, that makes sense. Aroused feelings. We all have feelings about an emotion, right? So the more we understand the way we work, the more we can be better at fixing things. If we don't understand how we work, then we just don't know what the hell. But we can figure it out. And then that's part of that study and learn. And then we can come up with a way to fix ourselves. I mean, we're perfect in every way, but we all need a little improvement. So that's that little chart thing. So there's all kinds of little goodies on here, and you can use it to, as you come up with questions, or you come up with like, I want to know a little bit more about that. This has a lot of good info. And then of course I will be highlighting. So anyway, that's my spiel, you guys. And we went over, but I know we're all having fun. So whatever.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know that existed. So
Yeah. That's on yogasuitfitness.com. Little pull down, Vital 8 program resources. And then the other stuff's on here too.
awesome.
Yeah. So, all right. Anybody have anything besides Val? You look tired. Are you off tomorrow?
But I feel less in the funk than I was before the call.
Yeah. There
I
you
love
go.
that. See, you
Great.
defunct. Did everybody have off today?
On a call.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but I got to go back tomorrow.
Mostly.
All right. Well, everybody get off here. I'm love that we spent the time together. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you for being our leader. on
Yeah,
this
thank
journey.
you.
Thank you.
And so organized.
All
What
I-
you do.
Oh, thank you. I get inspiration from all you guys. I really do. I learn and I absorb, and I'm very inspired by all of you and what you all are doing in your lives and the people that you're serving and trying to be better at it. So thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I'll see some of you girls tomorrow.
Good morning.
Yep.
I can't wait. I'm going to go set up my stations in the morning. Okay.
Sleep well, everybody.
All right, yeah, have a good
you.
evening, everyone.
Thanks,
Night.
everybody.
you.
Thank you,
Love y'all.
ladies.
Look forward to our month together.
I know. I
Yes.
love it. I can't
Yes.
wait.
Yes.
Except for if I have to give up chocolate, I might have to hit somebody, but
We're on
Run
Zoom.
away.
Stay out of your way.
Yeah,
Before
maybe
you-
I need to rethink that. All right. Y'all have a
All
good
right.
night.
love
Bye,
y'all.
ladies.
Bye.
Good night.
Good
Okay.
night.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
See ya.